All right. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I had the my stream settings are all messed up because the last time we live streamed, it was on. We tried playing some games on Twitch, but I think that was a week or two ago. So I was just saying that we're just gonna do a general news live stream, talk about, I guess, what's been going on lately, and whatever you guys want to. I mean, you can't really talk about any of this stuff on any platform, really. It's kind of crazy. You know, if you mention anything about the presidency, if you mention anything about the vaccinations, they're literally just taking videos down and censoring stuff. The level of censorship in general and shadow banning is, I mean, the shadow banning, like, it's not as obvious. People just think your channel's not doing well or something's going on. It's hard to prove the shadow banning. It's pretty easy to prove that it's pretty easy to prove who the fake shills are by comments and viewership and who's promoting them. It's pretty easy to point that stuff out, like they're all in the club together. But when you start getting shadow banned, when your videos start getting taken down, no one seems to care, because the people that are actually popular on YouTube and the people on YouTube that can stand up for you, that have the viewership and the amount of views to do so, are in the club, and they obviously don't want to stand up because they're not part of that. I mean, was Cleopatra a man? This is something. I mean, that the tranny stuff has just been driving me crazy the past few weeks. Every single, I can't watch movies anymore because they're all trannies. They're all inverted gender freakazoids. I can't watch any movies anymore because that's all I notice. I can't go on Instagram. I was watching some cam models the other day, and I was looking at the female section, and I was like, these are not females. Like, this female cam model that had like 10,000 viewers had a brow ridge bigger than mine, and she had an Illuminati tattoo on her shoulder. Like, it's ridiculous shit. It's completely ridiculous. You cannot, once you understand the skeletal differences between a man and a woman, it's like you can't live your life anymore. It is kind of funny, though, seeing there's 10,000 people. Hey, look, it's a combination of factors. People are brainwashed they're bombarded with what women look like. Apparently, it's a bunch of men. It's just completely insane. Yes, the surgeons are good. Yes, they were given estrogen since birth. What confirmed to you that all these people are trans? It's just impossible for females to have the skeletal structure of a male. But no, the point, I don't want to talk about it too much, but the point is that once you realize that everyone's like an inverted gender freakazoid, life gets less enjoyable, because every single time you try to do something, watch the news or do whatever, at this point they're mocking us. They've always been mocking us, and I'm curious if there's actually any people that aren't in the club that are aware of this stuff, that just can't stand it anymore. I pay more attention to their bulges than the actual plot, although they cut them off so they don't have bulges. Did you see the thing I sent you about that? Yeah, I saw it. It's just whatever. It's just whatever. It's just kind of crazy that all these people are in on it. And there's stuff that I wouldn't even want to say on this channel. Like, if you look at pretty much a lot of these famous, you know, when I see YouTube personalities with, like, the most famous YouTuber in general, his girlfriend is a guy. Like, it's part of what they worship. They worship the unity of man and woman, and it's so prevalent people don't realize it. And especially with when people talk about politics and all that type of stuff, and they watch the news and they believe that shit, first of all, you're believing the news. Everything's fake, everything's planned, everything's an act. But outside of that, when you actually physically look at the people on the news, they're inverted gender. And the average person it's crazy how they've brainwashed the average person to always think that anything that goes against the mainstream view is a conspiracy. The average person is not willing to change their mind on one single thing. It's absolutely insane. They think they have to be absolutely right on everything. Oh no, they can't be lying to me. Oh no, they can't be inverted gender. No, hold on. So let me get this straight. Regardless of what I tell you, you're going to believe the mainstream anyway. So what's the point? You just go watch your bullshit. Make a tutorial on how to spot a fake man and go to the hub to point it out. There's plenty of people that have done that on YouTube. Usually you could tell by the face, the features, the hand size, the digit ratio, the shoulders, the upper body size. Sometimes it gets difficult. Like if they were given hormones or have like or really feminine, sometimes it's hard. But then if you can see their spine and their legs and that type of stuff, if you can see their body, it's very obvious, very very obvious. But people would swear up and down that they're females, and uh, it's all about hormones during developmental stages of life. So obviously, yet I'm afraid to point it out to people because they would never believe it. Nah, most people don't believe it. They can't tell the difference between a man and a woman. Hands, brow ridge, jawline, waist, shoulders are the main giveaway. Yeah, but the thing is with social media now, and every single picture you see of someone is like, you have to understand when they take pictures of themselves, they take pictures in the most flattering way possible to look as feminine as possible. People's egos have been incredibly inflated, like our economy. No, I mean, I don't know anymore. I think people just have. Everyone wants to think they're smart, and everyone has and people always want to think they're smart, they're above average, but in reality, they have an average IQ, and more importantly, they're very susceptible to propaganda and not being able to change their own ideas. Even as a kid, I could look at some pop stars and know that something was off about the anatomy. Yeah. I still can't get over how hard they're pushing the vaccine, and it's actually kind of crazy because, um, even my employer is sending out emails to like get people vaccinated, and I'm just ignoring them, and I'm just gonna. It's crazy. I just tweet. We got to do a Twitter live stream. Maybe Saturday we'll do a Twitter live stream, and we're just gonna go through all my past tweets because my Twitter is the most underrated Twitter. If there was no such thing as shadow banning, I'd have like 2 million. I'd have 2 million followers on every social media platform. 42 U.S. Code 300 AA, which was passed on October 1st, 1988. No vaccine manufacturer shall be liable in a civil action for damages arising from a vaccine-related injury or death associated with the administration of a vaccine. Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary? It's like, even if this act wasn't there, then it's already hard enough to sue. It's already impossible to sue medical establishments. Doctors, I mean, if you guys didn't see the story about my mother, it's the video is titled My Mother's Health Story, I think. Horrible, really sad story. And they basically almost killed her like 6 times in the hospital. And when she went to sue the hospital for malpractice, the lawyer was in the club. All the lawyers and all the doctors are in the club together. So even if it wasn't in the fucking Constitution, the only chance you have at suing a doctor for medical malpractice is probably if you did it yourself, because all the lawyers and doctors are in the club together, and they're just gonna. There's no money in it. Well, haven't you live streamed as much? I haven't really been getting that many viewers. I'm just tired. If I'm like tired one day and I'm sleeping, I'm not gonna wake up to do a live stream at this point. Yeah, I mean, the jaw surgery a couple months back basically cut my viewership in half. After you disappear for a month for the live streams, people don't watch you anymore. It's just not really worth it. I don't enjoy them. I don't get donations. I don't make any money. It's just discouraging because I work so hard on this YouTube channel, and the censorship on the live stream is just so much more apparent than the other stuff. Have you done a DNA test? Do you think there's an agenda behind it? Yeah, they're probably just gathering DNA for who knows. I mean, their goal is to use radio frequency radiation and vaccination injections to change people's behavior permanently to be slaves. So, I mean, giving someone your DNA isn't. I mean, there's already millions of people giving their DNA for free, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Are there even real girls on the hub? I don't know. I'm a med student. The doctors aren't in a club. They're just brainwashed. No, they're brainwashed to be part of the club. Maybe the low-level younger doctors aren't completely in the club, but they're all in the club. They're just different levels. How many people who are advocating for the vaccinations have financial stake in selling vaccines? I'm just kind of sick of talking about this. It it's like the amount of stuff and backstory that needs to be understood by the average person is just it's ridiculous. Pertaining to the virus in general, one, no one's ever proven the virus exists. Two, even if the virus did exist, a virus is something that's created in the body. It's not something that can be transmissible from person to person. They've never proved a virus exists. They've never proved the virus can be transmitted from person to person. They've never proven that a mask can block a viral particle. They've never proven that a vaccine can prevent a virus. They've never proven, nothing has been proven at all. It's just basically people trusting authority on what they say in the news. That's literally what, it's pretty crazy actually. People have entrusted their entire lives in what the government and the news tells them without seeing anything firsthand. That's why I don't believe, and I know these people lie about everything. This is just the face value stuff, and then people don't want to hear the truth about everything, like because what I said earlier, life becomes not enjoyable once you realize everyone on TV is a tranny. It's not fun to watch TV anymore. Once you realize all sports games are fixed, it's not fun to watch sports anymore. Yeah, I'm going to make a video about Bitcoin in the stock market. Like, stop telling me to buy fucking Bitcoin, dude. I know you Freemason fucking faggots are just going to dump it and then it's going to crash and I'm going to lose money. Like, none of the Bitcoiners were telling me to buy when it was 44K. None of them were telling me to buy when it was 4K. The Bitcoin people always tell you to buy at the worst times and then they don't tell you when it's going to crash. It's all a bunch of insider trading faggots, okay? And every single aspect of life, people are being taken advantage of by this group of people. That's how you get in the club, willful ignorance. No, you get in the club by being a deranged psychopath. I think it's okay to treat people like shit. There's plenty of low-level Freemasons, low-level Illuminati, low-level secret society members that are just doing the bidding of the higher-ups for their own benefit. The higher-level people are just complete psychopaths and believe that they deserve to be in control of the world. I feel like I just need to make a 5-minute speech to just initially summarize this stuff like 5 or 10 minutes into the live stream. This fucking camera, dude. I didn't put my, it's probably out of focus because it's too dark in this room. I didn't put the light on because I don't like having, if the light points at me for like 2 hours straight, I'll get a headache and I don't like, but now it's out of focus, right? I think I could just turn it off and on real quick. Hold on. Oh no, we're back. Once you know all food is poisoned, you can't enjoy going out to eat with friends. Yeah, it's kind of that's one aspect of it too. I mean, look, in New York, you go to higher end restaurants, the food's usually decent. But you're talking about like the average places people go to, yeah, like average middle of the line stuff. I don't think Applebee's is middle of the line, but like you go to fast food, Shake Shack, Burger King, hang out with a friend at a coffee shop. The food's shit. You can't eat that shit, you know. Unless you're going to a restaurant spending $50 on lunch or $100 on dinner per person, you're not going to get decent food. But that's what I used to do when I was in New York, when I was in the city. I could never really afford it. But you know, the couple of times I used to go out to eat, we'll just go to a nice place so you could actually get decent food. Money will be worthless if they keep doing the bailouts. 2008 was a preview. Oh yeah, if they just keep printing money and all the Freemason faggots have insider trading secrets and they all quadruple or multiply their wealth by tenfold, they're fine, but everyone else is fucked. Because then they're all worth millions and everyone else has no money. At this point, what's the point of life? Because I'm going to line all of these degenerates up in front of a ditch like in the movie, what was it, Inglourious Bastards? Is that the movie they did that? They lined up the Nazis in front of a ditch and they put bullets in their heads. That's what I'm going to do. I have 8 espresso shots a day. How can I quit without feeling like shit? That reminds me of that girl I went on a date with for Valentine's Day. That was a funny date, man. That girl was fucking drugged out of her mind, man. That was like, it was so crazy because I didn't know she was a vegan before I met her. It was almost like a blind date kind of thing. And then on the date, she said she drank like 8 espressos every day. That's what that reminds me of. But how can I quit without feeling like shit? You probably step one is probably reduce the Wi-Fi EMF in the environment. Step two is supplement vitamin D3. You motivated me to get my hunting license. I was too late. Yeah, I could get my hunting license and buy a rifle and stuff, but I was too lazy to do it. You get a hunting license in New York, it's like you have to. It's hard to get the time slots. You can't like apply. You have to apply for the time slots like 6 months in advance for the class, and then it's like a 2-day class. You have to go for like 9 hours straight, 2 days in a row for the hunting class, and then after you do that, you can buy the rifle. I think. Are you gonna do another video like that this year? Oh wait, Valentine's Day is coming up, right? I can find a girl for a date. Wait, no, it's gonna be Corona, right? Yeah, fuck. Oh, Valentine's Day is only 3 weeks away. I could probably find a girl for a date. I probably can't find a girl that wants to be on camera for a date. That's the problem. That was difficult. I went on 4 dates. I went on 4 dates, and the only reason I was going on those dates is because I wanted to vlog it. And it took me 4 dates before I found someone that was cool with being filmed. The first 3 girls didn't want anything to do with it. All of them were straight fucking crazy. I think it's the fucking Wi-Fi in New York is too high. Everyone's brain is goddamn fried. Is there more than 33 degrees of Freemasonry? I don't give a shit, dude. I really don't care. All that stuff they keep secret to themselves. They jerk each other off in the sauna. I don't give a shit what their secrets are. They keep their secrets to themselves. They take advantage of other people. They're a bunch of degenerate losers. Peter Luger's is not worth 400 a meal. Absolutely insane. Most overrated steakhouse like ever. You have to understand the dynamic of everything. Like, yeah, people have connections. They want to be seen eating there. It's a yeah, the food isn't worth that much, but when you're an insider trading faggot and when you can print money, who cares if you have one bad meal? Because money doesn't matter to you. Frank piping down. How funny would it be if I went on a date with a oh my god. How funny would that be? There's no way I could find a tranny to go on a date with me. There's no way. At least one that didn't look like a man. That would be hilarious. The problem is I've never spoken about that stuff on my main channel. Like, so people wouldn't realize it would be like more of a joke than anything, but that would never go well. Either way, that would never go well. That's what are the possible scenarios? One, I make too many jokes and people think it's a joke, and then I get attacked and canceled or some shit. Two, they take it seriously, and then they say, "Oh, Frank is gay. Frank likes girls with dicks or boys with tits, whatever you want to call it." Like, either way, I can't win. Either way, you lose. Either way, you lose. You would never recover from that. Pay a hooker for a date. Well, I have reason to believe all the hookers in New York are just trannies. They're just the ones that can pass. I think when I went on that Russian bride website and I was looking at the pictures, they were all right. Let's talk about something else. Not hard to find crazy girls these days. Yeah. Tinder is bullshit. I got banned from Tinder for advertising my YouTube channel, and they won't unban me, so I can't use it. I mean, I don't give a shit. The few times I did use Tinder, I never even... It was weird. I matched with like 100 ugly girls. Not to be mean, but like... Listen, I'm not a bad looking guy. I'm not going to go out with an ugly girl. But the point is, the few times I used Tinder, I matched with like 100 ugly girls. I was like, this is a waste of time. But the point is, I got banned from Tinder for advertising my YouTube channel, and they won't unban me. They won't unban me for some reason. I don't even think I got any subscribers out of it. Do you think there's any... I'm gonna check it out. Check what out? Yeah, we should do we should do a live stream on Saturday titled Russian Tranny Factory, and we'll just go through the Russian brides website. The thing is, if I put the word tranny in the title, my channel is definitely getting taken down. But if I can't call it the Russian tranny factory, it's not fun. Why is there so much censorship? I can't have any fun anymore. Like, I could say the word all I want, but as soon as I put it in the title of a video, I think I'm screwed. But I guess we could. I think the only thing in the news lately is the vaccine rollout and still fear mongering about coronavirus. Yeah, just vaccine nonsense. I mean, the president stuff, I don't really, you know, the inauguration, that bullshit. I still believe 100% that Biden is a biological female. Did you ever pay someone $50 to find a real female on Instagram? I'm supposed to. I had a hard time. I have to figure out who messaged me first. That was a real female. A couple people messaged me, but I have to find out which was a Russian train factory. Call it a Vesti factory. Russian eunuch factory. That's a little mean. That is the truth. Can I order a wheel of manchego from Frankie's Free Range Meat? I mean, we could probably ship it. I just had some. This is just my diet that I've been doing the past few weeks. Soup and cookies, basically. Transformers. Yeah, I don't really feel like talking about the vaccine or the inauguration or any of that nonsense. I'm curious, I'm curious as to why they had so much security and stuff at the inauguration. I'm guessing because they didn't want any unauthorized footage because they were staging everything. Food in China hasn't gone up by 50%, and China is also locked down 28 million people allegedly. I thought China wasn't locked down because they already have the social credit system. Where are you getting the emu oil from your supplements from? I just got it from an expensive supplier. I know it's legitimate. What kind of bothered me was these Freemason assholes have several different tactics that they do by commenting on my videos. Let's see if I remember them all off the top of my head. One, they try to discredit my product quality. So I literally make a video explaining how I got ripped off from Alibaba buying Chinese product. And they're like, Frank buys cheap shit from China. I'm like, dude, if I bought cheap shit from China and sold it to people, I wouldn't be making a video talking about it. I would have sold that shit. Like, it's kind of funny. They literally gaslight you. Like, it's literally the opposite. Like, I wouldn't be making a video talking about the $3,000 worth of oil I'm not going to use if I was going to sell people cheap shit from China. Two, someone tried to say, oh, why aren't your organs grass fed? I was like, dude, it's completely ridiculous. Like, I've spent the last 3 years of my YouTube channel calling out these American grass-fed farmers for selling fake fucking meat, and now someone's trying to turn the tables on me. And number three is they advertise they advertise other companies, and sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it isn't. And they do it in two ways. They either trash talk the company or promote it. Like, someone will make a post just saying, oh wow, this company has such great of this, or someone will ask me like, oh, what do you think of this company, or just, it's just irritating. Why did I bring that up? I think someone asked me about I think someone did it in the chat. Oh, the emu oil question, that was why. Will they use the vaccine to domesticate human beings? Also seen a lot about lab-grown meat recently. Well, the tailor that making my Wi-Fi shielding clothing said she was getting vaccinated, so I was like, oh well, shit. I hope I don't have to find a new tailor. But I don't think I've made money on Wi-Fi shielding. I'm looking at the total profits on Wi-Fi shielding and what I spent on everything, and I actually think I broke even, which is not good. Problem is, my businesses don't have organic growth, so if I don't make money, that means that the business cannot. There's no way for me to grow the business because I need to use the money on marketing or more product quality. Mad as fuck, I just bought vitamin D before you got your new supplements. I mean, to me, supplements aren't really that expensive for the average person. If you're spending like $100 per month on supplements, that's not too bad, and I think that's not a lot of money for the average person, and that's not, it's not too. You get a lot of supplements for that much money, but sometimes when people have had health issues and they're taking, the amount of money people spend, some people spend on supplements, antimicrobials, doctors, medications, that type of stuff. They spend three, four, five, $600, which gets crazy. Instead of knowing the right stuff to buy. Do that video on cryptocurrency. I don't really know what I would talk about. I haven't collected evidence over the past. I haven't collected evidence of cryptocurrency nonsense. All I would be saying is talking off the top of my head. Basically, they're all in on it together. Don't buy that shit. It's a good alternative to plastic bags for packaging meat. There's you could get butcher paper. I mean, the goal on Frankie's Free Range Meat was to only package stuff in butcher paper, but we just can't do that right now. Maybe if Frankie made a grass-fed canned corned beef, I would buy some. That again, that's another thing on the list. For Frankie's Free Range Meat, the goal has been to provide people with quality animal products, but we're still at the very beginning steps of what we need to do. In order of operations, we need to purchase a slaughterhouse and a slaughterhouse does everything. A slaughterhouse kills the animal, processes the meat into final products, makes all those smoked products. So if we get a slaughterhouse, we have control of all cuts of beef, pork, and chicken, and quality of beef, pork, and chicken, and we also have value-added products. So just by having that facility will dramatically transform the operation. And I would like to get started with dairy. I'm not sure if I'm going to be selling raw dairy initially, but legally speaking, I don't want to cause any issues, but I'll certainly have eggs, and I'll certainly sell higher quality dairy than anyone else. And I found that I have a secret feed that I have in mind for the animals, and I found that it's more important that the animals have a balanced nutrient ratio in the dairy and the eggs as opposed to it being raw. The raw aspect of the dairy doesn't matter as much as from what I've seen. And what's really cool is you can, the main benefits of dairy is bacteria, and raw milk bacteria content isn't that significant. But what is significant is the bacteria content in kefir or yogurt. So you can pasteurize the milk, high quality milk, and then just add a kefir or a yogurt strain to it, and you're basically getting all the benefits of a raw product. That's what I would do. What are your thoughts on vitamin K1 and K2? I have several videos on vitamin K2 specifically. I don't know how much I touched on vitamin K1 in them. No, the honey glucose, the label's wrong. It's supposed to be it's 5 ounces with 4 ounces on the label. I just bought new labels that we're gonna have them fixed. Eric Berg also making a video about EMF and stuff like that. Dr. Berg has copied my video topics in the past. Usually he does a pretty good job at changing the wording of it. So I don't care because the guy works hard and makes a lot of videos. But that EMF video he just did recently left a really sour taste in my mouth. Two things were really clear. He took the structure of my video, and he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. This is the thing. He copied the format of my video, as in he broke it down into electric, magnetic, and radio frequency fields, which I've never seen anyone else do. So he copied the structure of my video. But then when he started talking about the stuff, he had no fucking idea what he was talking about. He was talking about electric fields, and he said oh, well, you have to unplug the light next to you. No, dirty electricity is mostly running through walls and power circuits. He said magnetic fields are running through lines. No, magnetic fields are hard. He didn't, in order for him to make the video, he couldn't actually copy what I was saying because he couldn't find the information. So I don't think I would make a video calling him out on that. I'm not sure what he's selling or what he's trying to sell. I didn't look at that. If he's trying to sell something, maybe I can make a video talking shit about him trying to make money off of it. How long does pasteurized yogurt stay good compared to raw? I noticed my homemade raw yogurt starts tasting spicy after 3 to 4 days. That's the bacteria. So the bacteria will peak at a certain. The bacteria will typically peak 2, 3, 4 days after all the sugar. Well, no, it really depends on the culture and what it is. So you have to understand how bacteria works, though. And this is honestly something I don't really like talking about because this is stuff most people don't know pertaining to health. And someone hears me talk about this, they can just bring it to someone else and sound like a genius. So I'll make it brief. Bacteria are living things. They eat food, they run out of food. So when if you have bacteria in a yogurt, you have to it has to be consumed at the ideal time. So that's why when I especially with my clients, when I tell them they need to incorporate probiotics, we have to make sure the probiotics are alive because you could just be drinking dead bacteria, which isn't going to help. Farmer, I get my milk from feeds the cows with bentonite clay and diatomaceous earth. Is that okay? Bentonite clay can have pollution problems. Diatomaceous earth, I don't know where. It depends on where he's getting it from. Would you ever hire brand ambassadors to help promote your products? Yeah, I don't really know an easy way to do it. I think there's an app on Shopify called Refersion that can be used. I was actually planning on doing that for the organ supplements, but I don't know if I could get enough people to do it. The profit margin on the organ supplements is high enough. I haven't done a price reduction yet, but I might. I basically just looked at what everyone else was selling the products for, and I priced it less. What I can do is I can do a reevaluation of what I spent on the products and see what I can charge for it, which is probably lower than what I'm charging now. But it might be better off just having people promote the product and them getting a cut of it. I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. Like, I'd love to just be on the marketing end of stuff. You know, I was out speaking to some Amish people in Pennsylvania. I'd love to just sell their products. I'd love to open I literally just love to sell other people's products and make some money and grow. But unfortunately, everyone wants a bigger piece of the fucking pie and everyone's greedy and selfish. So you got to do everything yourself to run a business. You're going to feed your cows charcoal? That's not on the feed list. My Wagyu tallow turned green after a couple weeks. Why is that? That sounds like mold. I'll bring it to someone else and I'll quote you, Comrade Tefano. Comrade. The comrade meme needs to live on. Maybe I should start calling my viewers my fellow comrades. I have to explain the joke in a funny way though first, Dan. Comrade. Has your sleep improved recently? My sleep got better when I stopped lifting weights, and even though I didn't reduce my food volume, and I was trying to Google like correlating weightlifting and muscle breakdown to sleep, and I was expecting to find a couple things really easily on Google search, but nothing came up. I'm assuming there's some type of mechanism with liver function and kidney function that is inhibiting sleep. If you have compromised liver and kidney function and you try weightlifting and bodybuilding, then it can impair your sleep. But it doesn't seem like an average healthy person does have the problem from working out. How'd the video game streaming go? I mean, I can't complain. I didn't know what to expect. I think we had like 20 or 30 viewers on it, and then we ended with 10, which was okay. I've just been playing. I've just been so over everything lately. I just started playing the games as a distraction just to not focus on the negative. But the video games aren't exactly positive either. Comrade is a word for socialist only, and I think you're a capitalist. No, my sleep My sleep was fixed as soon as I stopped weightlifting, and was also fixed. I had a really bad, I think in my rotator cuff on my left arm, really bad left rotator cuff issues. Now the pain kind of went away. So it was definitely an overworking thing of the rotator on my cuff on my left side. We're literally living in the Soviet states of America. I mean, I gotta say, a virus is really the perfect tool to take complete control over everyone's life. And what's the scariest part about it is, if you know the virus is fake and you're like inside on the inside, like you know exactly what to fucking do. Did I stream on Twitch? Yeah, I streamed on Twitch. I play League of Legends because that's the last game I used to play that I'm still okay at. Exercise dumps vitamin A into the bloodstream. Is that what it was? You can't detox it. I don't think that's true. It would make sense though, because you need vitamin A for muscle. You need vitamin A for all tissue growth and repair. And I guess the excess vitamin A can go to your brain and cause issues. Now, would that speed up or would that lower the detox though? I'm assuming that exercise would speed up the detox because you're working out and breaking down tissue. No, it's to my understanding, and if you just even Google it real quick, viruses are not living things. And that's what we said earlier on the live stream. Number one, I don't know what order you'd put these things in. I guess we could bullet point them. A virus is something that's created in the body. A virus is not a living thing. Therefore, a virus cannot be transmitted from person to person. Therefore, they cannot prove that a type of virus that can be transmitted from person to person that's alive exists. The mainstream media doesn't seem to say that a virus is alive, but they've convinced the public that a virus is something that can be transmitted from person to person. Yet for some reason, the mainstream media has never spoken about how your body literally has organs for thymus and lymph nodes are the main immune organs, and I have lymph node powder I have an immune strength. I haven't tried it out yet, but I have an immune strength supplement on organ supplements that is made of beef thymus and lymph nodes. And I heard a story about one person that got the vaccine had a swollen lymph node. Why would a lymph node swell up? Because it's your immune system reacting to something. If humans are being domesticated with media and low quality food, the food and the poisoning is the most amazing thing, because you literally can't think straight when you're eating crap. The body has to use more energy to build muscle instead of focusing on liver repair. So if you buy raw sheep kefir or yogurt from a farm, they say it lasts a few weeks, but how long until the bacteria are dead and useless? If I had to guess, let's say you have a live bacteria culture. You give it the sugar to eat. The bacteria will eat the sugar depending on the temperature within 24 to 48 hours usually. If it's really, really cold, the bacteria just wouldn't be active. But if it's like 50, 60 degrees, the bacteria might take up to 3 days to eat all the sugar. And then it might, in a really warm temperature, it can eat the sugar within 12 hours. So then after all that initial sugar or macronutrients are eaten up by the bacteria, whenever the bacteria eats up, then it probably lasts, I would say it can live like 2 to 3 times that length of time, and then they start dying. But there are, like, kefir grains seem to be active and inactive. So if you take kefir grains, the culture is always alive. The culture can be rejuvenated. The culture is made of yeast. The yeast create bacteria in the liquid. So if you separate the liquid from the culture, and that liquid, you can keep feeding that liquid sugar bacteria, but that's bacteria. The yeast culture is something that It might go dormant, but it can always come back. That's why if you have like a yeast or candida overgrowth, you literally cannot get rid of it. It's impossible to get rid of. You have to rebalance the gut microbiome. Do you know about paid shills scouring the internet? Yeah, that's like an obvious thing I've never really spoken about. There's millions and millions of people being paid to post fake comments and steer conversations certain ways. And that's just if the content isn't taken down outright. Do you think Miley Cyrus is hot? Hey, some of the boys look good in dresses. Why does everyone think it's normal to get sick after getting vaccinated? How does that make sense to anyone? Cuz their brains are fucking fried. They their brains are fried. They listen to whatever the media says. They you could the media could literally say shoot yourself in the foot and you don't and the bullet wound is a good thing. Like it's literally that's akin to what a vaccine is. Saying it's normal to get sick after getting a vaccine is like saying it's normal to bleed to death after getting shot. Like it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. That's probably a terrible analogy. There was a popular post on Reddit showing the places where most posts were made. It was an Air Force base, and the thread got deleted pretty quickly. Oh, so the Chair Force is where the paid shills are from? What do you think about sugar with gut issues? I was doing bad on low carbohydrate. Now I'm eating animal products and some of the plant foods you eat. The water kefir really helps with that. The water kefir eats up the sugar. Could you use your black soap as a shampoo? The clay doesn't seem to be doing anything. That sounds weird. You can, yeah, but I use the clay. Trolls get paid $70,000 a year. That's more than I make. Shit. I've heard starving candida by restricting sugar will make it spread. Candida has a very unique morphology. I should have probably done an in-depth video on candida. It's just one of those things. Like I probably know more than all these. I probably know more than well, not probably. I know more than most naturopaths on stuff like candida and SIBO and stuff because I've had it myself. H. pylori, all that stuff, and I know how to fix each of those problems. And the studies I've read on those, it does have a very interesting morphology. There's a study, if you, even with mineral restriction, if you restrict, I can't remember what it was. I think I do remember what it was. I just don't want to say it. So when you restrict a certain mineral, candida cells become Goliath. And the term Goliath is it's as scary as it sounds. The candida cells, when restricted of a certain mineral, went like 50 times in size. 50 times in size. Candida is a fungus that causes dysbiosis, gut issues, and leaky gut and stems out. Most people know fungus has hyphae, and it shoots out hyphae into spots into your intestines and causes really bad leaky gut. So those candida cells, the fungus, become Goliath, literally 50 times in size, and they also become hyper adherent. So instead of being like normal fungus or gut bacteria and flowing through with motility, they became hyper adherent like glue, and they stuck to everything. So there's some interesting things on candida, for sure. A lot of interesting studies and things to talk about for all the bacteria that are just beyond macronutrients. This camera keeps going out of focus. It wasn't magnesium. You should make a water kefir video. I'm trying to learn to make my own. Yeah, I think I'll do it next week because what I'm actually gonna do is I want to sell kefir grains. So I think I'll have enough kefir grains to sell by next week. I should have at least I think I'll have 50 jars worth of kefir grains by next week, so that should be enough. Because I'm gonna make a water kefir video. And people are going to ask me where to get kefir grains, and I might as well sell it. I'm not going to make a lot of money doing it. It's a one-off type of thing. Do you know that colostrum is banned in some professional sports? Can it cause a large increase in growth? I mean, I've never heard that. I I don't believe that actually. Colostrum is banned in some professional sports. Can it cause a large increase in growth hormone, and would that be good? I don't think that's. Does colostrum have growth hormone? It probably would be bioactive if it's in there. Candida and parasites are proof there is no God? Yeah, pretty much. Thoughts on Jordan Peterson as an intellectual, not as a carnivore spokesperson? I think his ideas are dog shit, to be honest. He's just a pawn being, he might sound intelligent, but he's just a pawn being used to push people into an agenda. This fucking listen, I probably saying his ideas are dog shit. I don't really know what most of his ideas are off the top of my head. Um, he's a paid shill. He's pushing an agenda, so I'm going to call his ideas dog shit based off of that. Usually there's always some good to whatever some of these clowns are saying, but what does he do? He tells guys to clean their room and to try to be positive when the whole world is set up against them. Good. I have no idea what water kefir is. I have a video on regular kefir. I have a video on regular kefir that you can watch. Well, I didn't make a video on it. I was supposed to do a follow-up video, and I didn't cover second fermentation kefir. So in the water kefir video, I'll try to explain how to make it and the various aspects of it. Guys, we'll wrap this up in like 5 minutes. I think I'm gonna film my video tomorrow morning. I think I'll eat something, I'll get some sleep, and then I'll film my video tomorrow morning. Homemade alcohol made with fruits. It's very. I mean, it's alcohol takes a lot of time to make. The wine takes months to ferment. Heard copper has antimicrobial effect. It's not cut and dry. No. If you're gonna sell water kefir on foods, sell that Tobago water as well. That's New York City. What? That's New York only. The what? You mean the Saratoga water? Should teenagers fast? That's kind of that's not a short answer. If the person is eating quality foods, they don't really need a lot of. Kids don't really need a lot of food if it's all really high quality stuff, like high quality animal foods. They eat a relatively small amount of calories, but the amount of nutrition and protein and stuff they need to grow is very high. Do you soak your grains? No, I don't. I think there's it's all right. I mean, soaking the grain, reducing the phytic acid content. I should probably start doing it. I haven't done it with the barley. What's Saratoga's magnesium to calcium ratio? I don't think they put it on the bottle. Maybe they do. Yeah, no, they don't. I don't think Saratoga is Saratoga is definitely not a high mineral water. I wonder what you have to do to just like have a fucking water company. Like, how connected do you have to be to sell water? It comes out of the ground and you sell it for $3 a bottle. Must be some real fucking real regulations around that. Prevent or treat acid reflux without medication. Most health issues are solved by fixing a few lifestyle factors, including diet. It's usually most issues are caused by a combination of the same problems. Hey Cameron, have a good night. Would you ever sell fruit juices? I mean, I have access to a restaurant supplier. I'm in New York City. I can buy like high quality organic produce at a reasonable price wholesale, and I could like make it into products and sell it to you guys probably at decent prices too. It's just I don't have the, I'm in my parents' house. I don't have a kitchen. I don't have the time to do that stuff. If I had if I, hypothetically in the future, if I have a slaughterhouse up and running and we have a kitchen next to it, and that's, I mean, obviously I don't want to be making water kefir. I do want to make water kefir, but I don't even have stuff like sausages and bacon and jerky and stuff yet. So there's obvious priorities over stuff like water kefir, but I like to just basically sell any food you would want. If you have enough, if you have a high enough, if you have a high enough customer base, you can do whatever you want. That's why Fresh Direct sells so much different shit. Fresh Direct sells pretty much anything you would ever want to eat, even organic, at better prices than anyone pretty much anywhere, because the company is so big. That being said, I think Fresh Direct got something like a $200 million or $300 million loan that they'll probably never fucking pay back, but they're a huge company. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I think we'll wrap this up. So we'll do another live stream on Saturday, and maybe try to do it earlier for European. Do you ever have a cheat day, Cinnabon and Popeye's fried chicken? It just damages my liver too much. I got to be really careful with not eating certain things. Like if I went to Cinnabon, it's probably fortified wheat flour. It would fuck up my liver. Popeye's fried chicken, omega-6. I'll have acne for a month. It's your gut. Trust me. H. pylori will eat you alive. Vitamin A, glutamine, MCT oil, unicelinic acid. H. pylori almost killed me. Yeah, I had H. pylori problems because I actually don't know if I want to mention this. Actually, I can mention this because if someone else ever says this, there's no fucking way they would find this anywhere but my channel. So January 21st, 2021 at 9:14 p.m., Frank Jafano explains that H. pylori originated from sheep. So H. pylori, which is like a bacterium that can overgrow in the stomach, it's actually originated in sheep. And it appears that H. pylori is from people that drank sheep dairy, because H. pylori is a bacterium that is fine if people have a healthy gut, and it lives in the stomach of sheep, and it's like it works with them. But when H. pylori overgrows in humans, it causes issues. But some people don't actually have H. pylori, but if you can look up studies where that'll literally say H. pylori originated from sheep. So I got H. pylori from drinking sheep milk, because the H. pylori content of the sheep milk was so high that when even my sister had it too. My sister drank the sheep milk and she couldn't sleep. She had the same problems. Sheep milk is very high in H. pylori, which seems to be a problem. Get very sick. Some people can get very sick if they have compromised gut issues. Yeah, most people can probably drink sheep milk fine, but if you have a compromised gut and you drink some sheep milk that's full of H. pylori, which it probably is, you're not gonna have fun. But thanks again for joining me, guys. I'll see you guys for